Hey, I'm Andy Aledort. Welcome back to In Deep. We're going to continue our look at two-chord vamps. We've been moving around within the key of E, going from E7, the one chord, to A7, the four chord. We started here to here, A9. We went down here, E7 to A7. We're going to continue on the top four strings. And part of the idea, what goes along with practicing your chord voicings and learning them and memorizing them, relative to the root notes for each chord on the different strings, is devising single note phrases to play between the chords, interweave them, and where they fall on the neck in that position so you don't move. Of course, when you put all the pieces together, and we'll get to this eventually, there's no reason to stay in one position if you're playing a solo in a live situation or practicing whatever. But this is a systematic way to work on notes, scales, chords on the board in a specific position. And then the goal is when you move around, you're going to know where you're going, what to do, how to make those connections. Another thing that's one of the biggest questions I get as a teacher from students. So this is a way to practice exactly that. So let's go from E7 here to A7 here. And then we're going to work in the single note licks. All right, so we had our E7 up here, and I slid into it, and then A is here. So keep in mind, our E root note is on the G string, our A root note is on the D string. So if you want to add solo lines, I mean, there's a million different scales you can use. Let's begin with sort of the most complicated one, the one that has the most notes in it. You can always take notes away. So staying in this position, let's do an E blues scale, but we're going to bring the major third into it as well, along with the sixth. First, here's the E blues scale in this position. If we add the major third, again going minor to major. You get that, so you get this chromatic row. If you were descending, don't forget you would go G natural, G sharp. If we add the sixth to it, we get and I'm just adding the sixth on top. And the reason I'm adding it is because it's just a really useful note to use. In this position, it sounds great. So here are a few examples of going from the one chord, E here, to A, using notes from this scale, collection of notes. All right, so I tried to incorporate the sixth with the flat five. It's a little tricky. You could drag your pinky. But, don't be afraid to, play something that you don't really know where you're going. You're just aiming for notes. Because it'll help you devise phrases that sound free and musical. Here are some more examples. So this one I started with that. Fun licks to practice. Here's a couple more.